I'd like to introduce Mark Zubin, who is our Accelerated Degree Program Valedictorian. Before I do that, let me just tell you a little bit about Mark. He's had a very interesting background. Mark grew up in Canton, Michigan, and lived there until the age of 20 when he joined the Navy. Took a little alternative path to get here. After basic training near Chicago, he spent 6 months in Orlando, Florida, training in electrical power. This was followed by training at the Nuclear Power School in Goose Creek, South Carolina, where he learned the fundamentals on the operations of nuclear reactors. I'm wondering if he's going to be glowing when he comes up here. From there, he was sent to Ballston Spa, New York, to further prepare for his time aboard fast attack submarines. Mark served on the USS San Juan and the USS Springfield, stationed in Groton, Connecticut. After leaving the Navy, Mark worked for Fuel Cell Energy in Danbury for 5 years as a shift supervisor and in the testing and conditioning group before moving to Emerson Network Power as a senior field engineering representative. Mark started his college career at Naugatuck Valley Community College and transferred to Post University because of more flexible schedule and larger selection of online classes. He started off as a student in the business department and then transferred over to computer information systems. Now that he's completed his degree at Post, he plans to apply to several MBA programs, including those offered at Harvard, MIT, Yale, and Columbia. I'd like you to help me welcome Mark Zubin.
Thank you, Board of Trustees, Dr. Sanf, Dr. Morose, faculty, guests, and the class of 2012. And to answer the question, no, I do not glow in the dark. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly the traditional 22-year-old that's graduating from college. When I was a boy growing up in Michigan, I was under the distinct impression that there was a certain order of things, a certain path to follow. First, you graduated high school. Then, you attended college, got your degree, and moved on to join the workforce. From there, you made money, raised a family after you got married. Well, obviously that didn't happen for me. I wasn't ready to attend college after high school, and it took me quite a while to accept that fact. For years, I said it was because the cost was too high, and I couldn't come up with the money. But that was just one of the many excuses I've used over the years to convince myself I made the right choices. Many times I've looked back and wondered what would have happened if I would have taken the other path. To me, the class of 2012 here at Post represents a good picture of each path. On one hand, we have the group today of graduates who had the ability, focus, and determination to keep going after high school. To you, I say congratulations and a job well done. You have accomplished something that I lacked the strength to do. The rest of us, on the other hand, had quite a variety of different paths. Each, for one reason or another, we didn't attend college immediately after high school. But somewhere along the line, something made us decide that it was the right time to return to school. Now here we all are, graduating as a class of 800. Instead of attending college after high school, I made another choice. I joined the Air Force. Well, at least that was my plan. When I showed up at the enlistment office, the Navy recruiter was the one standing outside. And he quickly seduced me by what he said the Navy could offer. He told me I would travel all over the world, which I did, but he neglected to mention that it would be inside of a submarine and I would see little of the world. From there, I spent 6 years learning the wonders of sleep deprivation and the finer details of nuclear power plants that run our submarines. Needless to say, I faced quite a few challenges during those years, but I learned some important life lessons. Confidence, attention to detail, and taking pride in my work. All things that help me excel at everything I do. And these skills are the main reasons I'm standing up here today. After the Navy, my plan was to return to school and get my degree. But fate seems to care little for our plans, and my life was once again sent down a different path. 4 months after I left the Navy, my daughter was diagnosed with a childhood cancer called neuroblastoma. After a few years of surgeries and treatments, the doctors informed us that she was in remission. I was finally able to begin my college education. I've not had the most difficult path, though, or the longest one to get here. For instance, some of our current students and graduates are trying to fight a war while earning their degrees. Others are in their 50s and 60s, but we all have our own stories. But no matter which path we follow, we have one thing in common. Today, we graduate from post-university. And through that common bond, we climb the same hills, jump the same hurdles. We've experienced those late nights trying to get through the reading material when all the words start to blend together, and the only thing we really want to learn about is how soft our pillow feels. Or what about the challenge we faced the first time we had to work in a group to complete a project? How many of us struggled to find a way to work together in between everyone's busy schedules? And for many of us, we had the added challenge of trying to work in groups online. Also, how many of us can forget the wonderful weather we've had in the Northeast over the last year? It's been an interesting few years for sure. Even after all the challenges that presented themselves, though, we've made it. The fact that you are sitting out there today is a testament to your perseverance and dedication. It doesn't matter how you became part of this school. What matters is that we are part of it. We made the decision to complete our degree, or even go on for another one in some cases, and most of us didn't do it alone. We relied on the support of our families, our friends, our professors, and then our advisors. I would especially like to thank my advisor, Erica Fitzgerald, and of course my family. Oh, and Kaylee, I could not have done this without your support and encouragement. I'm not going to stand up here today and say that we're all going to be the ones to cure cancer, be the President of the United States, and then colonize Mars. It's just not realistic, and to be honest, some of us were just not made for space travel. Apparently I can fit on a submarine, but I'm a half-inch too tall to fit on a space shuttle. So what does the future hold for all of us? Well, only one thing will really tell, but we have one thing today: possibilities. Doors that may have been previously closed can be opened. Chances that may have been missed can be taken. Opportunities that might have passed us by can be seized. Where we go from here is wide open. We have taken the steps down the path of knowledge and self-improvement. Now, my boyhood view of the way life was set up obviously was not realistic for me. But we can look back now and see all the big decisions we made in our life and how they affected who we are today. We can wonder about each missed path, or realize that some of our choices led us to be the people we are today, stronger, more knowledgeable, and ready to face what lies ahead. My choices made me a far more confident and resilient person than if I would have followed the traditional path. I would have missed out on the pleasure of knowing many of you, and I wish you all the best in the future, whichever it may hold. Remember to keep growing and moving forward. Congratulations, class of 2012.